Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Catherine Jones. I work at the Science and Technology Facilities Council. I'm going to tell you a little bit about work we've been doing about importing records. Actually, it's records rather than record. Using digital object identifiers. A little bit of background, because as I've just said, I work at STFC, so I'm not actually work at a university. STFC is one of the 7 UK research councils in the UK. We fund people out in the universities to do particle physics, nuclear physics and astronomy. We also provide large-scale scientific facilities such as our neutral installation source ICES for the academic community, so they come to us to do their experiments and then go back home. So our repository, which is called ePubs, short for publications, nothing to do with alcohol, although that's been misinterpreted since, has been live since 2004. Its aim was to collect the scientific and technical output of the 2 main laboratories that form part of STFC, so it's nothing to do with grants. It was never intended to be a full-text repository because we want to capture the output of the people who come and use our facilities, that's impact science for these very big and large-scale facilities, and therefore, but they work in universities, so we can't ask them to create copyright and deposit in our own repository. It uses some in-house software that we've written and maintained, and it has 30,000 metadata records dating back to the mid-50s, and about 2,500 digital records. So, as with any repository, one of our main things is people are rather reluctant to put it in. So we thought, but they're very keen on using DOIs, our researchers, our scientists. And ePubs has always added the DOI to the record automatically by using the metadata people put in and go and use CrossRef and look up the DOI. So what we did in 2010 was go the other way around. Give us the DOI, we'll get to CrossRef, get the data and put it back in. So you can see over here there's a add from the DOI. So this is how you do it. You go in, you put your DOI in, it produces, it pulls it back. So let's pull this bit back, and then we rather meanly ask them to put some organisational context, sensitive stuff in. So this is saying, what department are you in? Is it in a particular group? Do you work in a collaboration? Are you going to put it in a departmental annual report? Would you like to give us the file? Maybe, maybe not. And then when they press the button, we go, here it is, are you sure? All well and great, so we rolled it out to our user community, and they said, great, but, as with all user feedback, can't we do more than one at a time? Why have we got to type the DOI in, and then press a button and type it in again, press a button? Why can't we just give you a whole load? Do we have to check it? Surely it's right, surely we don't have to worry about scientists checking that we put the right DOI in and it's found the right thing. And we work at STFC, why have we got to say what department we're in? Surely you know. Surely. Sorry, I'm going over the top. I've worked with scientists a long time. So we went, okay then, thanks for the feedback. So, thanks for the feedback, really. So we're in the middle of doing some redevelopment work around our publication system. So we're going to look a bit more doing some more profiling stuff. I mean, we use the way people log in uses their institutional ID, so we ought to be able to work out where they work. We are looking at multiple DOIs, and we're rethinking the checking process, so maybe they don't have to check. They really don't want to. So that's our plans. But I got a particular issue with this that I thought I'd bring to you all. As I said, CFC supports particle physicists, and particle physicists don't like to work alone. They like to work in thousands. So, and as a lab where we used to manually catalogue preprints when we were in paper, as a library, we adopted strategies to deal with this, picking out the first authors and recognising our own authors. But when you go to an automated process, you get things like this. Now, this particular record, exciting though it is, has 3,000 authors on it. But that's not what particle physicists do. This is the actual article itself, and as you can see, they've just gone with the Atlas collaboration. Atlas is an instrument on the Large Hadron Collider out at CERN. So they're going, oh no, we don't need to tell you who we are. And if you go right to the bottom of the paper, it'll tell you who they are. Well, actually, what it will do is it will tell you who the publisher thinks the Atlas collaboration is. So you could have moved job, you could have done it, that's actually happened, and still be publishing. So I was just, and this is something we've been thinking about quite deeply, about how do we deal with something as big as this. If you automatically gather it, you get this, how do we display it? And I just wondered if anyone else was hitting the same problems and whether they'd like to go into huddle with it. With me and my colleague Robert at tea time, where we can all sob on each other's shoulders and share different issues, which are less exciting than culture issues, aren't they? But anyway, so that's it. Thanks for listening. I'm Catherine Robert, my colleagues are in the audience, and ePublications are general contact ones. So, any questions? Just ask us.